Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for carving out some time today to listen to my presentation on our family business, Berg Engineering. A special thanks to the executive of Ozmind for allowing us to speak today. Well, today the theme is innovation, specifically and foremost, how to innovate in the coming, or it's already arrived, ESG environment. I'm going to further niche that down for you guys to say, how does a smaller family business earn the right to be in the value chain when our collaboration partners, our clients, and the government organisations that we partner with throughout Southeast Asia have budgets far larger than our own, have amazing technology, and do a lot of research. I'm going to pause briefly now, just for a moment. My wife and I have been very excited ever since we learnt that we were having the opportunity to speak. In a strange twist of fate, I actually have asthma this morning. So, on the positive side of things, I'm very confident I won't pass out and need an ambulance in the next 7 minutes. From our perspective and our experience, some of the things that we've heard, and we've heard it here this morning. One of our clients, one of the largest gold and copper producers in the world, has a $1.2 billion budget to solve the ESG problem in the smelting market. Smelting is 30% of what is needed in the industry, yet it represents sometimes up to 40% of the energy requirements in the process. I've heard wind farms are a solution, yet the disposal of wind farm blades, when you take the timeline out far enough, is in itself an environmental challenge, as Colorado and some of the Nordic states are finding. Hydrogen energy, a big part of the Gladstone community, from which one of our operations operates, has issues with transporting enough and managing enough hydrogen liquid to create enough energy. Furthermore, the hydrogen atom leads to embrittlement in some of the equipment they're using for hydrogen plants. Now, I'm not being negative, far from it. These are all challenges for companies with far larger budgets than ours, and I've seen here this morning amazing technology from very smart people and very smart companies. However, I'm going to niche it down to the work that we are doing so that we can represent ourselves in the value chain in the ESG community. Intelligent asset life cycle management solutions and the optimization in the field of the assets that we manage. An extended asset life of the equipment that is currently in service is the answer that we focus on. So very briefly, a little bit about Berg. What does 50 years look like? 3 million hours in consulting and production work. Our predominant space is very high-end technical welding in titanium, super duplex, and exotic materials that mostly come from a few mills in Northern Europe. Large-scale machining, research and development, and laboratory work. 2 million hours, 115,000 projects completed. I won't comment on job cards, it's just paperwork. And over 1 million individual processes. 50 years, my mother and father, I might look at, but I'm not quite that old. My mother and father started the business. Through better mechanical engineering services and innovation, Berg empowers the assets owners to achieve longer life in their rotable assets. Something that we always say is, as a small company, we have to get people's attention. The biggest problem, the biggest impact on your balance sheet, the biggest impact on your profit and loss statement is where we need to focus. A few definitions. Rotable assets, discrete assets that rotate out for a shutdown. Pumps, valves, autoclaves. A severe service environment, any environment, predominantly for high pressure acid leaching, either pyro or hydrometallurgical, and the Bayer process for alumina. Quick few segments. We're going to focus on nickel, gold and titanium, aluminium and alumina. However, we work in energy, water and defence. Very quickly, our timeline from machine shop has almost coincidentally moved to a position where currently in the present moment we are a research entity that also manufactures and also implements solutions. I'm going to skip through that just in the interest of time. Fortunately or unfortunately, we were the subject of a McKinsey study that McKinsey was exercising with Rio Tinto a number of years ago to look at the cost build-up on rotable asset management. Berg's excellence comes in the management of these assets, not the development of new products. Plasma transferred arc welding is not a unique technology to Berg Engineering, but its application in pumps, valves, gearboxes is what leads to sustainable performance in rotable assets. Quick case study. Good client Newmont partnered with us on this job. That is now a product throughout Southeast Asia, 3 times the service life in what we do. Severe pumps. You can see there again a study for a good client with Newmont, which we collaborated on through the use of better metallurgy, through the use of open pane impellers. You can see that we have 100% improvement in performance, and maybe my pricing should be different, 62% of the original equipment cost. Better materials, longer life, lower cost. What does it all add up to? For a small family business, this was probably the pinnacle of our journey so far. You can see our company logo there. We were, as one of the only Australian companies, one of the only private companies invited to sign a memorandum of understanding with the G20 for Southeast Asia, helping them to transition their coal-fired power stations and copper smelting operations to net carbon neutral. After 51 years of innovative technology, this is the pinnacle of our journey so far. Aside from shameless self-promotion, my hope for today is that we ponder a few things. If you don't have the budget that some of our alliance partners do, if you don't have the research and development facilities, these are 2 of our favourite quotes in moving us forward. Never doubt the ability of a small, committed and talented team in changing the world. Everyone in our business understands our mission and our vision for net carbon neutral. Secondly, we took that from General MacArthur, famous general in World War II. He used the word violent. We don't advocate that in our industry. Take action now. If you don't have the budget, what we have found is find the biggest possible problem you can, the highest profile collaborator to work with, and put the solution in place now. The plan is good enough, the people are good enough, the rest will fall in place as you continue to work on the problems. That, ladies and gentlemen, has taken us forward so far. It'll be interesting to see where we are in another 10 years after we bring to conclusion about $4.5 billion worth of rotable assets for Southeast Asia. I'm well over time. But if some of you have a similar journey, I'd love to talk to you at lunch. Hypothetically speaking, if you're Harmony Gold or someone silver, similar, looking for solutions to your Eva Copper project, we'd love to talk to you. Purely hypothetical, I might add. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.